Defensively, Mountaineer looks like this. In the outfield from left to right, Tyler Ferris, Dylan Midkiff, and Blake Moore. Cameron Lester at third, Gavin Patton at short. Josiah Mounts at second, Brogan Parsons at first. On the mound, Matt Frazier as he goes into the windup. And the first pitch on the way to Corey Miller is a ball taken high out of the strike zone, 1-0. Caleb Burdett is the starting catcher for Mountaineer. Corey Miller, the second baseman, with a 1-0 count, squares to bunt once again. And the 1-0 pitch missing outside, 2-0. One thing about Matt Frazier, he can bring the heat. Big kid and a lively arm, and we saw that with 16 strikeouts in his first game, only game thus far in the state tournament. Did give up 2 hits.
You know, I don't even think I'd like to be in the batter's box looking him down. He's a big kid.
The 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike, 2-1, as Miller was just squaring to bunt, trying to disrupt the concentration of Frazier. Miller here in the tournament, 6 for 11. That's a .545 batting average with 7 runs scored. He does have a home run and takes this 2-1 pitch. High and in, 3-1.
Miller in the postseason stands at 17 of 34 with a .500 batting average and on-base percentage of .639.
The 3-1 pitch on the way, and that one's taken for a called strike on the inside corner, and the count is full 3-2.
So Corey Miller definitely a threat to get on base each and every time.
Frazier into the windup. The right-hander delivers the payoff pitch. It is taken high and in, ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard for Barboursville. As Miller draws a leadoff walk, he'll trot down to first base. That will bring Tyler Bartley, the center fielder, to the plate. Bartley hitting .600 here in the state tournament, 6 for 10 with a couple of runs batted in. He's scored 6 times and has had 1 double in postseason play. The right-hander standing in, facing off against Frazier, and Frazier's first pitch is taken at the letters for a called strike as Bartley squared to bunt. Lester, the third baseman, charging in.
Cameron Lester was down almost into the dirt at home plate by the time.
The 0-1 pitch line right back to Frazier. He catches and throws to first base. They double up Corey Miller. Miller was leaning. He was breaking at the swing of the bat there, and he is caught off guard at first. A double play, 2 away, as Frazier with a heads-up play just sticks his glove out, grabs the ball, and throws over to first.
Yeah, that one hit straight back up to the pitcher's mound, and Frazier, great reflex as he caught that one and then just fired right over to first to get the double play. So we've got 2 outs for Barboursville, and coming up the bat is Brian Turman for the Barboursville All-Stars.
Turman swings at the first pitch and pops it up into shallow right field. Blake Moore, the right fielder, giving chase, and he'll put it away to retire the side. So Barboursville goes down with no runs, no hits, and no runners left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the first inning. Barboursville comes up empty in the top half. Mountaineer coming up in the bottom half. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. We're back at Midge Stadium in the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Barboursville coming up empty in the top half of the first. Mountaineer coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Mountaineer representing District 3, the league from just outside of South Charleston. Will send up Josiah Mounts, Gavin Patton, and Matt Frazier to face Bryce Paul. Getting the start for the Barboursville All-Stars here tonight.
Bryce Paul in the postseason, 8 2/3 innings pitched. I guess that was his total innings pitched in the postseason. 8 2/3. He's got 17 strikeouts, 7 walks, and stands at a record of 2-0. So Bryce Paul looking to put the hurt on the Mountaineer All-Stars.
Josiah Mounts, the leadoff hitter, as Matt Christian in on the grass at third. The first pitch is swung on, popped up on the infield. Brian Turman giving chase behind the bag, as is Corey Miller. It'll be Miller to put it away. And there's one away. One pitch, one out for Mountaineer in the bottom of the first.
Just a short pop-up behind the bag at second base, and both the shortstop, second baseman comes over. Miller comes over and makes a nice catch.
That brings up Gavin Patton, the shortstop. Patton hitting .444 here in the state tournament. 4 for 9 with 4 runs scored and a double. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. The breaking ball was below the knees, but Patton came up empty on the swing, 0-1. Dimensions here at Mitch Stadium, 195 to left, 198 to right, 210 to straightaway centers. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss again, and Patton behind in the count 0-2. 205 in the power alleys. Paul stares in against the sign from Ian Rowe. Into the windup, and the 0-2 delivery on the way, and it's swung on and fouled back and out of play, and the count remains 0-2. The defense playing straight away, and Matt Christian is in on the grass at third. As Paul winds and fires the 0-2, that one's taken low. Ball 1-2. Mountaineer with wins in the postseason here in the state tournament over Taylor County, Beckley West, and losing to Fairmont. The 1-2 pitch missing low and away. Ball 2 in that win over Beckley West. Caleb Burdett and Brogan Parsons both homered in that 12-0 win. Shortened to 4 innings. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. And a check swing, but Gavin Patton did go around, and that's strike 3. 2 up, 2 down, and now Matt Frazier, the pitcher, will step to the plate. Frazier here in the state tournament hitting .600, 6 for 10, 4 runs. He does have a double, and he'll stand in left-handed against Paul. Again, Frazier was one individual who was staying here late last night in the batting cages, getting some extra BP in. And the first pitch to him is taken outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Bryce Paul into the windup, and the pitch missing low and in. 2-0. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Mountaineer with its first at bat. The 2-0 pitch swung on, lined up the middle. That's a base hit. Frazier has a 2-out hit as the ball is back into the infield by Tyler Bartley. But Frazier picks up a single to center.
Yes, the batting practice paid off.
Sure did. That'll bring up Caleb Burdett, the catcher. Burdett hitting .556 here at the state tournament. 5 for 9 with 4 runs scored, 2 home runs, and 6 runs batted in. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Burdett tied with Brian Turman here in the state tournament with 2 home runs apiece.
Let's see here. Yep. Actually, Turman, Miller, and Gaskins all have 2 home runs.
Paul with a windup and the first pitch on the way. That one's taken on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
But I think Turman is the only one to have both his home runs in the state tournament. The others have theirs throughout the postseason.
No balls and 1 strike. Paul swings and the ground ball into short. Nice diving stop by Turman. Back up to his knees, and he won't have a play. Had a nice job to dive and stop the ball from going to the outfield, but had no play once he got up. That'll go down as an infield hit. So Mountaineer now with runners at first and second and 2 out for Brogan Parsons. And here is Frazier just stealing third. Barboursville sleeping defensively, and Frazier just steals third base.
So that'll put runners on first and third for Mountaineer, with Brogan Parsons hoping to help out the cause here for the Mountaineer All-Stars.
Parsons, the right-handed hitter. Paul with a windup, and the first pitch on the way. It's taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Brogan Parsons, .571 batting average, 4 for 7, 3 runs scored, a home run, 3 runs batted in. A chance to put his team up early here in the state tournament semifinals. The 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on, fly ball, deep center field. Tyler Bartley back to the wall. He can't catch it. It's off the wall. Frazier will score. Around second on his way to third is Caleb Burdett, and at first base is Brogan Parsons. Well, that's about the longest single you'll ever see.
Yeah, I don't know.
He couldn't run that far because Burdett was just getting around second base.
I don't know if Bartley's saved the home run there, but he got a glove on it and knocked it down onto the warning track and got it back in. So that'll put runners back at first and third again for a Mountaineer with Dylan Midkiff coming up to bat.
Center fielder hitting right-handed, and Mountaineer with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning as they draw first blood. Christian still on the grass. Midkiff squaring to bunt. The runner will break for second and slide in safely as the throw goes right back to Paul. So now Mountaineer with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Midkiff hitting .375 here in the tournament, 3 for 8 as a team. Mountaineer hitting .380. The 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on, fly ball into right field. Giving chase is Markham in foul territory. He'll put it away to retire the side. But Mountaineer strikes first. They pick up a run on 3 hits and 2 runners left on base. We'll move to the second. Mountaineer 1, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament.
Threatening clouds.
We're back at legendary Mitch Stadium. Mountaineer with a 1-0 lead over Barboursville as we move on to the second inning. This Mountaineer team scoring first, and it's unfamiliar territory for Barboursville. They haven't had to do this too often, but this is only the second time in tournament play in the postseason that they have trailed. They actually trailed to Wayne in their district opener 2-0 before battling back to win that one 7-2, and here they trail 1-0 as they come to bat here in the top of the second inning as the dark clouds continue to roll in over the Mitch.
Yeah, very threatening skies over here to our right. Hopefully it'll hold off and we can get this ball game in. I know that both teams are eager to get it done, and they certainly don't want to play 2 tomorrow.
The throw down to second base and ready for the top of the second. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Barboursville. Jake Gaskins, Bryce Paul, and Jordan Markham. Gaskins here at the state tournament hitting just .222, 2 for 9 with a couple of runs batted in. Gaskins had a great pitching performance just the other night against Hedgesville, picking up the win and going the distance in that 5-inning ball game. He'll stand in there for the first time against the hard-throwing Matt Frazier. Frazier with the first pitch, fastball, grounded to the right side. Brogan Parsons, the first baseman, backhands and takes it to the bag for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, nice stop by Brogan Parsons. Came out playing deep behind the bag, took a couple steps over, nice backhand, and gets the out himself. And that'll bring up for Barboursville Tyler Bartley. Oh, I'm sorry, that is Bryce Paul.
Paul is in and takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. He's hitting .444 here at the state tournament. 4 for 9, 3 runs scored, a double, 5 runs batted in. A couple of walks as well. Here the 1-0 pitch is taken for a called strike, and the count evens at 1-1.
Manager Randy Coyle says about Bryce Paul that he's the most coachable boy I've ever had. He's polite and has a great sense of humor.
And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play over the press box here for Mitch. And again, the dark clouds continuing to roll in. I'm not sure how long or how much longer it's going to stay precipitation free. As the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball missing outside. The count evens at 2-2. Good crowd on hand here on the visitor side. Barboursville fans lining up on the outfield wall all the way over to the power alley in left center. Frazier with the 2-2 delivery, and it's swung on and chopped to second. Josiah Mounts fields it cleanly over to first baseman Brogan Parsons, and 2 up and 2 down for Barboursville here in the second inning. 4-3 on that putout.
Barboursville putting the bat on the baseball, but it seems like wherever they put it, there's a Mountaineer All-Star standing there. So Jordan Markham's looking to improve for the Barboursville All-Stars.
Markham 1 for 9 here in the state tournament, and he swings and fouls the first pitch back to the backstop, and the count 0-1. 3 runs scored. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, 4 strikeouts. And the little lefty standing in against the big right-hander, Matt Frazier. Frazier doesn't have a strikeout through an inning and 2/3. And a pitch away now as Markham swings through that fastball. It's 0-2. Frazier checking in, gets the sign, shakes off one signal, shakes off two, agrees to the third. The 0-2 pitch, sidearm delivery, swung on and fouled at the plate in the count 0-2. That's just not fair.
Well, you know what?
Especially on a right-handed hitter, but of course Markham's a left-handed hitter, but when Frazier drops down to that sidearm delivery.
It's like a submarine pitch. I saw him do it the other night, and typically on a 2-strike count, you're going to see Frazier go to that pitch.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball that is taken just inside. The Mountaineer fans wanted that call. It's called a ball. It's 1-2. 2 away, 1-2 to Jordan Markham here in the top of the second inning. Mountaineer with a 1-0 lead. Frazier kicks and fires. Swing and a miss by Markham. And Barboursville goes down in order. Nothing across for the Barboursville All-Stars. Moving on to the bottom of the second. Mountaineer 1, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. And they're loud.
We're not on, are we?
No.
I wouldn't have started Bryce Paul tonight. I would have went with Corey Miller. But hey, I don't get paid the big bucks.
That's the truth.
You're telling me. Man, they're just off tonight.
2-0 as Mountaineer comes to bat in the bottom of the second inning here in the semifinals of the West Virginia Little League State Tournament. We're glad you could join us here on Joy Radio, AM 1420 WTCR. Cameron Lester, the third baseman, will lead things off for Mountaineer. No batting average here in the tournament. Still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 6. Matt Christian well on the grass at third. The first pitch to Lester is taken high and away, ball 1. Wind now blowing straight away center field as the 1-0 pitch comes in. Swung on line, foul down the third base side, and the count evens at 1-1.
Christian a good 4 or 5 steps in on the grass in front of the bag.
Ball thrown in and rolls around over in the wet grass in front of the Mountaineer dugout. Home plate umpire Greg Adkins picks it up, and we're ready for action again. Ball and a strike. And Paul delivers, and this one is taken low by Lester, 2-1. Lester, Moore, and Ferris. First 3 hitters for Mountaineer All-Star. 2-1 pitch is taken high, ball 3, 3-1.
Ian Rowe tried to pull that one down there, but didn't get the call. Puts it at 3-1.
Paul with a delivery to Lester. Swing and a miss, and the count full, 3-2. Again, this Mountaineer All-Star team playing a ton of district games before making it here to the state tournament. But they were very successful, outscoring their opponents 62-14. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Lester goes down for out number 1. Bryce Paul did a nice job battling back to get Lester swinging for the first out here in the second. That brings Blake Moore to the plate. Moore 2 for 8 in the tournament. That's a .250 batting average. He does have a run batted in, and he'll stand in there right-handed. Bryce Paul, the right-handed pitcher, and Christian stays in on the grass at third. The first pitch missing, low and away, ball 1. Paul staring in, getting the sign, winds and fires the 1-0 pitch. It's taken on the outside corner, strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes now to Blake Moore. Paul does have 2 strikeouts here in the first inning and a third. And the 1-1 pitch on the way, taken inside by Moore. The fastball missing in, 2-1. Paul into the windup, 2-1 delivery on the way, and it's a fastball taken on the outside corner. The count evens at 2-2. Breeze picking up a bit here and Mitch Stadium. And the 2-2 delivery is taken low, ball 3. Full count. Then we had a long rain delay last night, 2 hours and 1 minute, and with the forecast was a 50% chance of rain tonight. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled off the fist to the right side, and the count remains 3-2.
Tend to get a little stinger off of it, off of the handle like that. Nonetheless, he'll get a chance at it. Nice job hanging on there by Moore.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Paul kicks and fires the payoff pitch. Moore swings and misses. And Paul has 2 straight strikeouts to start the second inning. That will bring left fielder Taylor Ferris to the plate. Ferris 0 for 1. Oh, looks like we're going to have a substitution as Steve Frazier says we'll have a pinch hitter here, and that is going to be Austin Hensley.
The first time we'll get a look at Austin Hensley this evening, and he'll get a chance to go up against Bryce Paul here in the bottom half of the second inning.
The first pitch to him misses outside in the dirt, ball 1. Hensley no hits in 3 trips to the plate here in the state tournament. He does have a run scored. And again, he's hitting right now for left fielder Taylor Ferris. Looking at a 1-0 count right now as Paul delivers the pitch. It's swung on and chopped foul at the plate, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Each of these managers carrying a 12-man roster, so they'll have to get at least 3 substitutions into the lineup. They must either have 1 at bat or 3 consecutive outs in the field. As Paul delivers the 1-1, swung on and chopped to third. There's Christian, who was playing well in on the grass. He'll field and throw over to Gaskins at first to retire the side. Nothing across for Mountaineer in the second inning. Moving on to the top of the third, Mountaineer 1, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Good crowd over there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's people all the way up the wall on it into right field. Not bad.
No, sir.
No, sure, no, sure.
Took up half my paper. Back at the Mitch, legendary Mitch Stadium, home of Serena Canova Little League in the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Moving on to the third inning, Mountaineer with a 1-0 lead over Barboursville. Mountaineer picked up a run in the bottom of the first inning, and so far Matt Frazier has shut down this Barboursville All-Star team. It'll be the bottom third of the order. 2 up for Barboursville: Matt Christian, Matt Walker, and Ian Rowe. So we'll see if they can get something going against this big right-hander, Matt Frazier.
Jason, head coach Steve Frazier and I were talking before the game, and he said that if we mentioned where Mountaineer was from, that the typical thought process is that these guys are from South Charleston, when indeed they are from around Allen Creek on the southern Kanawha County and Lincoln County borders. Actually, the southern border of Kanawha County on the Lincoln County border, rather.
Just outside of South Charleston.
Yes.
Allen Creek. Frazier's first pitch to Matt Christian is swung on and fouled at the plate, 0-1. Played basketball at Allen Creek one time.
You were playing for Ripley?
No. Played in a tournament they had down there. 0-1, and the pitch swung on. One hopper to third base. Lester fields and throws over to Parsons in time for the out. 5-3 on the putout of Matt Christian.
Tell you what, again, the Barboursville guys are putting the ball in play, but the Mountaineer infield not having to move much at all to get to the baseball.
Now you've got Tyler Bartley, who lined out to Frazier. Brian Turman, the only one to hit it out of the infield. That was a fly out to right field, shallow right field, as the first pitch comes into Matt Walker, and it misses outside, ball 1. But Gaskins is grounded out to first, Paul is grounded out to second, and Christian grounded out to third. The 1-0 pitch coming in, fastball taken to the knees for a called strike, 1-1.
Looking over our right shoulder here, Jason, we've got some breaks in the clouds, so we might be okay on weather for the ball game.
Let's hope so. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frazier gets the sign, and the pitch is taken at the letters for a called strike, 1-2. And again, Walker squared as if to bunt. And at third, Cameron Lester was charging hard. Frazier with a 1-2 delivery. It's swung on and missed. And Walker goes down on strikes for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Barboursville here in the third inning, and Ian Rowe, the catcher, will step to the plate. Rowe hitting just 200 here at the state tournament level, 1 for 5 with a double, 2 runs scored, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Frazier's first pitch to him is taken at the letters for a called strike, 0-1. Frazier into the windup, and the 0-1 pitch swung on and popped foul and out of play behind us, in the count 0-2. Frazier, after 16 strikeouts in the opener against Taylor County, so far through 2 2/3 with just 2 strikeouts. It's still effective on the mound. The 0-2 pitch, sidearm delivery, chopped to short. Gavin Patton charges, fields, throws, in time for the out. Bang, bang play at first base, and Ian Rowe goes down 6-3 on the ground out. Nothing across for Barboursville in the top of the third inning, moving to the bottom of 3. Mountaineer 1, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Subs.
Good for Christian.
No, they didn't have a wall.
Oh, did they?
Of course, he was cut down.
Cut, yeah.
Lead off walk.
Yep.
He's faced the minimum.
Yes. Yeah, the leadoff walk.
Mountaineer coming to bat in the bottom of the third inning. Back to the top of the order for the Mountaineer All-Stars. Josiah Mounts, Gavin Patton, and Matt Frazier scheduled to hit against Bryce Paul. Again, Mountaineer picking up a run in the bottom of the first inning, and they scored it with 2 outs after the first 2 were retired. Frazier, Burdette, and Parsons all came up with consecutive singles. Parsons getting credit for the RBI, bringing home Matt Frazier to give Mountaineer that 1-0 lead in the first inning, and thus far it's held up. Matt Frazier on the mound has faced the minimum. He did have the leadoff walk in the top of the first inning, but Corey Miller was cut down on a line-out double play.
He's the only base runner that Barboursville's had thus far.
Throw down to second base and ready for the bottom of the third here. Again, the winner of tonight's game will play Hedgesville tomorrow night for the state championship. Of course, the winner of the West Virginia State Championship moves on to Florida to begin regional play. That begins August 2nd. Bryce Paul with a windup, and the first pitch to Josiah Mounts is taken outside, ball 1. Mounts is 0 for 1 today, popped out to second in his first at bat back in the first inning. Good crowd on hand here from the Mountaineer All-Star. 1-0 pitch is swung on, lined into center field. That's dropping in for a base hit. Mountaineer picking up its 4th hit of the ball game. A leadoff single by Josiah Mounts. And the leadoff man is aboard for shortstop Gavin Patton. Patton's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in his first at bat in the first inning. We did have a defensive substitution for the Barboursville All-Stars. Corey Goad is now playing third base for Matt Christian. Bryce Paul gets the sign from Ian Rowe into the windup, and the first pitch on the way, swung on, fly ball into right field. Jordan Markham is under it, and the left-hander squeezes it for out number 1. A high towering fly out for Gavin Patton, and that's the first out here in the third. That'll bring Matt Frazier to the plate. Frazier 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning, had a stolen base, and eventually scored the game's only run. And the big left-handed hitter who throws right-handed, bats left, standing in for the second time against Bryce Paul. And Frazier sees that Paul is taking too much time, calls time, and steps out of the batter's box. Frazier standing back in now as Paul gets the sign from Rowe. Into the windup, and the first pitch swung on, grounded, foul, just foul over the first base bag. Very close, and if that's a fair ball, then probably looking at a 2-0 ball game. But it is called foul, and the count is 0-1.
Mountaineer coaches thought that one was fair. Asking about it down there on the first base side, pleading their case, if you will.
Frazier with just 2 runs batted in here in the tournament. 6 for 10 with 4 runs scored, though. He does have a double. Paul into the windup, the 0-1 pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. So Frazier is 2 for 2. Moving to second base is Josiah Mounts, and Mountaineer threatening again. Runners at first and second, and only 1 out. So I guess the extra batting practice until midnight, till the wee hours of the morning, really helped out.
Yep, that's going to bring Randy Coyle out to the mound to talk with his pitcher.
Now we're going to see a change already. So that's going to do it for Bryce Paul. And it looks like Corey Miller will get the call to come in to pitch. We'll have some changes, and we'll take a 60-second timeout, and we'll reset those changes for you after this. Again, 1-0 your score. Mountaineer leading Barboursville here in the third inning. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
third. He gives up 3, 4, 5 hits. No walks. 1, 2, 3 strikeouts. We welcome you back to Mitch Stadium for the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament here on Joy Radio. It's part of MSPN. We're glad to have you along. Right now, Mountaineer leading Barboursville 1-0. Jason Filia and Chris Tatum along with you. Barboursville making some changes. Corey Miller will be your new pitcher. He moves there from second base. Bryce Paul moves to shortstop, sending Brian Turman from short over to second. Bryce Paul goes 2 1/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He has given up 1 run thus far. It has been earned, and the 2 runners on board are his responsibility. Josiah mounts at second, Matt Frazier at first. Corey Miller into the windup, and the first pitch on the way to Caleb Burdett, missing outside, ball 1. Burdett 1 for 1 today with a single in the first inning. He'll stand back in the batter's box and await the pitch. Corey Miller into the windup, and the 1-0 pitch, swing and a foul at the plate, and the count evens at 1-1.
Still got Mounts at second and Matt Frazier at first for the Mountaineer All-Stars.
And just 1 out, and we have time called by the first base umpire, and he's telling Corey Miller that he's got to take off his wristband on his left arm. So Miller will remove that. He'll walk back to the mound and be ready for the 1-1 pitch. Again, 1 out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Mountaineer with a 1-0 lead. 1-1 the count to Caleb Burdett. Miller gets the sign from Rowe into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch. Burdett takes it in the dirt. It kicks away. Back to the backstop. The runners will move up. Wild pitch. Frazier to second. And Mounts to third. And now Mountaineer with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, and a 2-1 count to Caleb Burdett.
Ian Rowe usually a wall behind the plate, just couldn't come up with that one, and that gives the Mountaineer All-Stars 2 stolen bases just like that. Runners on second and third.
Burdett, the leading run producer on the team, with 6 runs batted in here in the state tournament. He takes this 2-1 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-1. So Miller a pitch away from loading the bases. Still trying to fight back. The 3-1 pitch with 1 out, and it's taken out. Nope. We'll check that. It's on the outside corner. And the count full 3-2.
I thought he was walked too.
Me too.
Anyway, Miller's got to get another chance.
Miller gets the sign into the windup. The payoff pitch on the way. Burdett swings and fouls this one back to the screen. And the count remains 3-2. See dark clouds as we look straight ahead across the center field wall at Mitch Stadium. See some blue skies to our left. Miller into the windup, and the 3-2 pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and Burdett goes down looking. That was pretty much the same proximity as the last strike. Just on the outside corner, and Burdett goes down for route number 2, and Brogan Parsons, the first baseman, will step to the plate. Parsons 1 for 1 today. He singled and drove in a run in the first inning. A chance to pick up a couple of more runs batted in if he can produce a base hit here. And you got to think runs coming to premium here with these 2 pitchers on the mound. Miller with a windup, and the first pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, and the runners will hold as Miller breaks to the plate quickly, and Rowe goes back to gather the ball quickly.
Frazier's out there on second base stealing signs. Every time that Ian Rowe flashes his sign, you can see him calling out what pitch is coming.
Seen that from this Barboursville team and a lot of teams here in the state.
Yeah, that's happened quite a bit.
1 ball, no strikes. Miller gets the sign, winds and fires to Brogan Parsons. Breaking ball missing outside, 2-0. Runners at second and third with 2 away here in the third inning. Mountaineer threatening. with Brogan Parsons at the plate. Miller again into the windup. The 2-0 pitch, breaking ball, missing outside, ball 3. It looks like they might be pitching around Parsons here. Don't want to give him anything too good to hit, as everything has been off the plate.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna.
They'll go ahead and make it official as they pitch ball 4 outside. So Parsons is aboard. The bases are loaded for Dylan Midkiff, the center fielder. Midkiff is 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right in his first at bat in the first inning. He is now hitting .333 in the state tournament, 3 for 9. And an offensive timeout taken here by manager Steve Frazier as he talks things over with Midkiff. Midkiff again 3 for 8 entering this game with a run scored, a double. Does have a stolen base, has yet to pick up a run batted in, but an excellent opportunity here for the center fielder. Again, you've got Mounts at third, Frazier at second, Parsons at first, 2 away. Miller on in relief of Bryce Paul. Into the windup, and the first pitch to Midkiff. Check swing, taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Miller brought the cheese that time.
Yeah, he did. If Midkiff's going to drive any runs, this is definitely the time to do it.
Goad in on the grass at third as Miller with a long stare in to get the sign. He's in the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Midkiff swings and lines one up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. Mounts will score. They're going to wave Frazier around. Here comes the throw to the plate. He'll score safely, and the Mountaineer All-Stars have a 3-0 lead. A big 2-run single by Dylan Midkiff drives in 2, and Mountaineer extends its lead to 3-0.
That one just over the head of the shortstop for Barboursville. Bryce Paul, full extension to try to get up there and get it. It just drops in and goes out into center field, and that scores 2 runs for the Mountaineer All-Stars, with Cameron Lester stepping up to bat.
Lester's 0 for 1 as he swings at the first pitch and comes up empty. Runners are at second and third as Parsons moved to third on the hit. Midkiff takes second on the throw home. Lester with a chance to add to this 3-run lead, and the pitch is swung on and missed, and Lester behind 0-2. So you can close the book on Bryce Paul. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 runs. All 3 were earned runs. The 0-2 pitch to Cameron Lester, and it's a swing and a fly ball foul out of play along the left side. So Lester was just a tad ahead on that one.
He straightens that one out. You've got a couple more runs on the board or at least 1 for Mountaineer, maybe 2.
Miller into the windup and the 0-2 pitch, and that was taken high and in, ball 1. So this is the biggest deficit that Barboursville has faced in the entire tournament, district play included. They trailed Wayne 2-0 in the district opener. Now they're down 3 runs here in the third. And the 1-2 pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and Lester goes down for the second time here tonight. But Mountaineer strikes for 2 more runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We'll move on to the 4th inning. Mountaineer 3, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Huh?
Yeah, man, I'd say shoot.
I got some chili cheese fries earlier from here. They're pretty good, but I got done and I threw them away. I shouldn't have thrown it away. I should have kept it right here because I had a fork, and I was going to take the fork and I was going to stick it right into that Barboursville roster because they're done.
Oh. We're on the air. Look at all those red shirts over there just glaring up this way. That's brutal.
I know. I got it already. Yeah, thank you.
That boy ain't right.
Halfway through the second semifinal game here at the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament, Mountaineer with a 3-0 lead over the Barboursville All-Stars. 3 runs and 6 hits for Mountaineer. Barboursville with no runs and no hits. It'll be the top of the order for Barboursville as they come to bat here in the fourth. The grounds crew at the end of the third, as usual, going out and making some adjustments on the field, just kind of dragging the rake across the field, changing out the bases. And they'll wait for Mountaineer to come back out on the infield. While we have a minute here, let's say our hats off to everyone here in District 1, volunteers at Sarita Canova Little League, for putting on a great state tournament. Just one game after tonight. That's the championship game tomorrow night. The winner of tonight's game playing Hedgesville. But everyone involved, from the concessions to the production crew on the MSPN network, the president, district administrators, the grounds crew, everyone here, our hats off to them. They've worked hard. I know a lot of people here at the ballpark for 20 hours a day trying to get this field ready, and they've done a great job. Hard work has paid off, as this is a great tournament and a great atmosphere for everyone involved.
Yep, and you can't forget the fireworks guys.
That's right. The fireworks guys in right field, they set off fireworks every time someone hits a home run. Well, I don't know if they've just about run out, but we've had a home run in all but one tournament game. We didn't have a home run in last night's semifinal game. 4-3 Hedgesville win over Fairmont. I just saw some lightning out in the distance.
Yep, straight away center field. There's a nice bolt of lightning, but we've still got a little bit of blue sky to our right, blue sky here to our left, just kind of looming over top of us here, the dark clouds.
But yeah, again, we had no home runs hit last night, none thus far here tonight, as they have turned the lights on here at Mitch Stadium. And stadium lighting at the Mitch is provided by Canal River Terminal. Cole keeps the lights on.
Even yours.
We have thunder as well. Randy Payton of the Wayne County News said he heard thunder.
That's off in the distance. That's over there. We hope
it is. There were some strong storms to the south. I know that. So hopefully it'll stay there. Corey Miller leads off the fourth inning for Barboursville, facing Matt Frazier for the second time, and takes the first pitch, a fastball down the middle for a called strike. Miller, no official at bat. He walked in his first plate appearance in the first inning, then was doubled off on a line drive by Tyler Bartley. Frazier winds in the 0-1, is a check swing blooper into shallow left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit in front of left fielder Taylor Ferris, I should say. And Barboursville with its first base hit. It comes in the fourth inning.
And now for Barboursville, you'll be seeing the center fielder, Tyler Bartley.
And the umpire will switch baseballs with Matt Frazier, as I guess that dropped in one of the many wet spots there in the outfield.
Out into the soup.
Be interesting to see if Barboursville can get Matt Frazier a little bit frustrated. We saw in his first game, he gave up a couple of bunt hits to Taylor County, and it looked like he was becoming a bit frustrated. There, he doesn't get the call that he likes, as the pitch was outside, and the count 1-0. Tyler Bartley is 0 for 1. He lined out, as we just mentioned a moment ago, to Frazier in his first at bat, and the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1.
And he can just flat bring the heat when he wants to. And Tyler Bartley a little behind on that one.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out with a runner at first base, and Frazier's pitch is chopped slowly to second base. It'll be fielded by second baseman Josiah Mouse. The throw to second is in time for the force out. They get the lead runner as Miller is cut down, 4-6 on the putout. Bartley will be standing at first base, reaching on a fielder's choice, and then they'll bring Brian Turman to the plate. Turman is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right in his first at bat in the first inning. Frazier's 0-1 pitch, to check swing foul. We've just been handed the Randy Payton Aflac trivia question. How many sponsor signs adorn the outfield fence at the Mitch?
Now,
as Frazier's 0-1 pitch is lined into right field. There's a great catch by Blake Moore. He'll throw to first, and another double play gets Mountaineer out of the inning. A line shot into right field by Brian Turman. Moore running, just sticks that right hand out. The ball finds the glove, and he doubles up Tyler Bartley, who had broken for second base. Boy, oh boy. No runs, 1 hit. and no runners left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Mountaineer 3, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament.
He's so peaked. Anywhere they hit it, they're standing right there. And that yeah. What's that?
Third pitcher. Yeah.
Okay.
Mountaineer with a 3-0 lead over Barboursville as Mountaineer comes to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Another change defensively for Randy Coyle's Barboursville All-Stars. We have a new pitcher as Brian Turman comes in from second base. He'll be the new hurler for the Barboursville All-Stars, and Corey Miller will move to second base. So Miller comes in and pitches 2/3 of an inning. He gives up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no runs. And it looks like we'll have a Mountaineer substitution as well. It's going to be Mike McCormick pinch hitting for Blake Moore.
So the first time we'll get a look at Mike McCormick this evening. And he'll be the first batter to face Brian Turman.
And we've got another change, it looks like. All right, Jacob Baribeau is now in left field for Barboursville. He'll replace Matt Walker. So you got Baribeau, Bartley, and Markham in the outfield. Brian Turman, the new pitcher, facing Mike McCormick, and the first pitch is swung on and foul to the plate, caught by Ian Rowe in the count 0-1. McCormick 1 for 3 in the tournament with a run scored. He does have a home run and a run batted in. Turman kicks and fires the 0-1 pitch, and this one missing inside, 1-1. McCormick standing in right-handed. Again, Mountaineer with a run in the first, 2 in the third, and batting here in the 4th with a 3-0 lead. The windup by Turman in the pitch, swing and a miss by McCormick. And Turman now ahead in the count, 1-2.
Turman's pitched 14 innings with a 3.0 ERA and 21 strikeouts, 2 wins, and no losses.
Turman's 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled out of play to the right side, and the count remains 1-2. And this is the final semifinal game of the West Virginia Little League State Tournament. The winner plays Hedgesville tomorrow night. The 1-2 pitch on the way to McCormick, and that one missing high and in to even the count at 2-2. Looking behind us, we see a big break in the clouds. Directly in front of us, dark blue clouds, and to our left, we see some blue skies. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Turman delivers, and McCormick swings and misses. Out number 1 as McCormick strikes out. So Turman gets credit for his first punch out of the night. And that will bring Taylor Ferris to the plate as he re-enters. Ferris will be making his first plate appearance and fouls the first pitch at the plate, 0-1. Ferris 0 for 1 in the state tournament. His lone at bat, he struck out behind 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch swung on, grounded to short. Bryce Paul Fields running throw over is off the mark. It goes to the back of the wall over there, and that'll be an error. E6, and Taylor Ferris will be aboard. So the first error of the night.
Barboursville just out there with their hands on their hips. They just don't even know what to think at this point, I think. They're not used to being in this situation, obviously, and Mountaineer at this point just putting it to them.
And now back to the top of the order for Josiah Mounts. Mounts is 1 for 2, and he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Mounts singled in the 3rd inning and scored a run. He popped out to 2nd in the 1st inning. Goad is still in on the grass at 3rd as the 0-1 pitch is chopped foul over toward the Barboursville dugout on the 3rd base side. And the count is 0-2 to Mountaineer's leadoff hitter. Turman into the windup, and the 0-2 pitch swung on, line to 2nd. It's going to be picked off there by the 2nd baseman, Corey Miller. He'll flip over to 1st and double up Taylor Ferris. So much like the top half of the 4th, the bottom half of the 4th ends with a line-out double play. No runs, no hits, and error, no runners left on base for Mountaineer in the 4th. We'll move to the 5th. Mountaineer 3, Barboursville nothing. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Legendary Mitch Stadium, Jason Filion, Chris Tatum for the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. One team will be playing for the state championship tomorrow night. The other will be named here in just a couple of innings. Right now, Mountaineer with a 3-0 lead over Barboursville. Again, the winner will play Hedgesville tomorrow night for the state championship, 6 o'clock here at the Mitch. Blake Moore has re-entered for Mountaineer in right field, as Matt Frazier walks back out to the mound, ready for his 5th inning of work. And thus far through 4, he's given up 1 hit and faced the minimum. He's been helped out with a couple of double plays.
We're just now an hour into this ball game, and we're in the 5th inning, so good pace to this ball game anyway. Not characteristic of some of the earlier ball games in the week.
We got these 2 pitchers that are just keeping it in the strike zone and batters making contact. It's been a good ball game thus far. Frazier's first pitch on the way. Jake Gaskins, the first baseman, swings and misses at the breaking ball and falls behind 0-1. Gaskins is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to 1st in his first at bat back in the 2nd inning. Frazier staring in, gets the sign from Caleb Burdett. Roxon fires the 0-1. That one's taken on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-2. Again, our Aflac trivia question, our Randy Payton Aflac trivia question. How many sponsor signs adorn the outfield fence at the Mitch? The 0-2 pitch, and it looks like that catches Gaskins. And Frazier with his first hit batsman.
Now, for everybody listening out there that's here tonight, that does not count the CK State Championship banners. That is only the sponsor signs.
Answer in the bottom of the 5th. Special pitch runner at first base, and it's Cole Seaton.
Seaton has shown us that he definitely has the wheels to pick up a stolen base.
Frazier now facing Bryce Paul, and Paul swings the first pitch and comes up empty, falls behind 0-1. Paul was the starting pitcher here tonight, but has since moved to shortstop behind in the count 0-1. Again, the lead runner is aboard for Barboursville as ball swings and misses and falls behind 0-2. The leadoff hitter has been aboard 3 times for Barboursville in this ball game, in the first and in the fourth and here in the fifth. Each time prior to the fifth, they have been doubled off the bag. The 0-2 pitch is just outside. Boy, oh boy, that one was close. And the count 1-2.
No comment.
Frazier into the windup, working quickly. The 1-2 is taken at the letters for a called strike. And Bryce Paul goes down looking. One away here in the fifth, and Jordan Markham will step to the plate. Markham is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning.
Markham, a left-handed batter, still got Cole Seaton over on the first base.
Markham takes the first pitch high and away, ball 1. Seaton is, I guess, the designated runner for Jake Gaskins. We've seen him run for Gaskins throughout the tournament. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike off the glove of Caleb Burdett, and running down to second base is Jake Gaskins. He'll make it as a result of a passed ball. And Barboursville, for the first time in the ball game, has a runner at second base.
See some more lightning out there in straightaway center.
Frazier with a windup in the 1-1 pitch, and that is bunted down the third baseline. Frazier off the mound, and he won't have a play. That'll be an infield bunt single for Jordan Markham, and Barboursville threatening here. At just their second hit of the game. Now runners at first and third, and 1 out for Matt Christian. I'm sorry, that's Corey Goad that comes to the plate in Matt Christian's spot.
Corey Goad with a chance to put some runs on the board for Barboursville. Again, you've got the wheels of Cole Seaton over on third. Anything gets past Burdett, you can guarantee that Seaton's coming home.
First pitch to Goad, it's off the mitt of catcher Caleb Burdett, but a late break for second base. Jordan Markham finally does run down to second base. And now Barboursville with its biggest offensive threat here in the ball game. Runners at second and third and 1 out. Pass ball will send Markham to second. Corey Goad at the plate with a 1-0 pitch, and he'll take this one for a called strike, 1-1. Again, 1 out here in the top half of the fifth inning. Barboursville down 3-2 to Mountaineer. Frazier into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. There's some of that sign stealing you were talking about out at second base.
Yep, Markham stealing the signs.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch is swung on. Fly ball into right field. Blake Moore backpedaling, makes the catch. The runner tagging at third. The throw home, and Seaton will make it. And Barboursville's on the board. It's 3-1. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Corey Goad.
And Markham hangs at second. So it's now 3-1 in favor of Mountaineer, and that's going to bring to the plate for Barboursville
Jacob Baribeau.
Jacob Baribeau.
And the first pitch he will take for a called strike. 0-1. Markham dancing around at second base. Again, Barboursville picking up a run here in the fifth. Gaskins was hit by a pitch, replaced at first base by Cole Seaton. Bryce Paul then struck out. Jordan Markham singled. And Corey Goad hits a sacrifice fly to right to bring Cole Seaton home. And now a timeout as Randy Coyle talks things over with the home plate umpire. And he's bringing Seaton into pinch hit here for Baribeau, and he will assume a 1-strike count. So not too often do you see that. Cole Seaton went into first base as a special pinch runner. He scores a run, and the very next batter, he comes to the plate. He assumes an 0-1 count, squares to bunt, and takes high, ball 1. 1-1. Two away with a runner at second base, and Mountaineer leading at 3-1. The 1-1 pitch is taken high and outside. The runner is breaking for third, no one covering. Third baseman Cameron Lester was charging in, guarding against the bunt, and Gavin Patton, the shortstop, late to break for third, and Jordan Markham will get a stolen base, so he's one station closer to home plate. 2-1 the count as the pitch is taken high, ball 3, and Frazier showing some control problems, at least here to Cole Seaton.
And a little frustration as well.
But he still has a 3-1 lead, and the 3-1 pitch is taken down the middle for a called strike, and the count is full 3-2.
Those are the ones that you got to go for in a game like this.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third base. 3-1 lead. Frazier with a windup, and the pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike. And Seaton goes down looking to retire the side. But Barboursville picks up a run on 1 hit. There were no errors and a runner left on base. We'll move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mountaineer leading Barboursville 3-1. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Take a cut at those, man.
Man, no kidding. 2 pitches down the middle to him, and he didn't even
get that bat off his shoulder.
Didn't even take the bat off his shoulder.
Todd? Every time I see you play one off your hip, you owe me 40 sit-ups. Bottom of the 5th inning, Mountaineer with a 3-1 lead over Barboursville. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Mountaineer here in the 5th. Gavin Patton, Matt Frazier, and Caleb Burdett. Patton is 0 for 2 today, stepping in for the first time against Brian Turman. Turman backs off the mound, now back to the rubber, into the windup, and the first pitch on the way. Fastball missing inside, ball 1 to Mountaineers shortstop. Cole Seaton stays in the game in left field for Barboursville. The 1-0 pitch, and Patton takes it low, ball 2. Barboursville fans not liking that call. Two balls, no strikes, and Turman delivers. Swung on, little blooper toward third base. Corey Goad, 1 step in foul territory, puts it away for out number 1. Patton pops out to third. That will bring up Matt Frazier, who's had a pretty good game here today. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored, and thus far has held Barboursville to 1 run.
Goad steps in on the grass.
Turman with the first pitch. Swing and a miss by Frazier with a big cut there. He came up empty, and the count is 0-1. Turman gets the sign. He's into the windup, and the 0-1 pitch. Frazier swings and sends a long fly ball down the left field line that is slicing foul and into the corner. And Frazier now falls behind in the count, 0-2. And they'll probably switch out the baseballs again as that went right over into
the muck.
Part of the mud over there. And the muck, I think that'll work.
The muck, the mud, the muck. Frazier straightens one of those out, or he gets a hold of one with that big cut of his. He's going to send one over into the Big Bear parking lot, I'll tell you that.
Standing in, 0-2, chokes up on the bat a little bit, and the 0-2 delivery is an off-speed pitch that misses low and outside, and the count now 1-2. Frazier getting signs from Steve Frazier down at third base, and time has been called by the home plate umpire. And he's saying something about the pitcher. I think he was going to his mouth,
yeah,
standing just behind the rubber. So they will call that a ball. You've got to be outside that circle to go to the mount. 2-2 to Frazier. Turman kicks and fires. Frazier swings and fouls it at the plate, and the count stays at 2-2. Again, Turman standing right behind the rubber, put his hand to his mouth, and they'll call that a ball. Now he backs outside of the circle and steps back on the rubber. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Matt Frazier. Turman delivers. Frazier swings and misses. Turman took a lot off of that one.
Man, had the big man fooled that time.
Almost an eephus pitch there.
Yeah.
But Frazier goes down swinging for out number 2. And that'll bring Caleb Burdett to the plate. Is another flash of lightning beyond the wall in center field. But again, that is quite a ways away here from Mitch Stadium. Burdett is 1 for 2. Singled in the first, struck out looking in the third. Turman's first pitch to him is swung on and fouled out of play, and the count is 0-1. A run in the first, 2 in the third. Oh, we have to get to our answer.
Oh, yeah.
Our Aflac trivia question answer from Randy Payton. How many sponsor signs adorn the outfield fence at the Mitch? We'll get it in just a second as the 0-1 pitch is chopped off the top of the glove of Corey Goad. He picks it up, throws in time for the out. Nice recovery by Corey Goad. 5-3 on the putout to retire the side. Nothing across for Mountaineer in the bottom of the 5th inning. Last chance for Barboursville coming up in the top of the 6th. 3-1, Mountaineer on top. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. So essentially, they could have played last night.
Yeah.
We're looking at an hour and 20 minutes. To tie as they trail 3-1 to Mountaineer All-Stars here in the top of the 6th inning. Jason Philly and Chris Tatum along with you here on Joy Radio, AM 1420 WTCR. 9-1-2 due up for Barboursville. Ian Rowe, Corey Miller, and Tyler Bartley. And while we wait for the throw down to second base, we'll get to the answer to our Randy Payton Aflac trivia question. You don't mind if I call it the Randy Payton Aflac trivia question? Okay.
What was the question?
How many sponsor signs adorn the outfield fence at the Mitch? The answer, 39.
39.
And we know this because Randy counted.
Oh.
We'll have another one for you tomorrow night in the championship game.
Is he the same guy who counts the attendance? Do you count the attendance around here too? No, he does not do that.
I would be interested to see what the crowd is here tonight. Excellent crowd on hand from both sides. The throw down to second base, and here we go. Top of the 6th inning. 9-1-2 for Barboursville. Ian Rowe will lead things off against Matt Frazier, who has given up 1 run and 2 Barboursville hits here tonight. 4 strikeouts on the night, but I'm sure he won't mind that number if he picks up the win. The first pitch on the way is taken at the letters for a called strike 0-1.
Lester again charging hard from third for Mountaineer.
Rowe back to the batter's box. Frazier winds and fires the 0-1. Swung on, grounded to short. Patton fields. He'll throw across the diamond in the dirt, and it gets by Parsons at first base. On his way to second base will be Ian Rowe, and he'll make it standing. That'll be E6 in Barboursville, keeping its chances alive. A throwing error on Gavin Patton, and that puts a runner at second base. And back to the top of the order. The top of the order has been very effective for Barboursville here in the state tournament. Corey Miller will step to the plate. 1 for 1 today. Singled in the 4th, walked in the 1st.
Looked like a pretty routine play out there for Mountaineer, but just bounced the throw into the dirt and ended up over in the fence.
Frazier shaking off one side, agrees to the second. The pitch is swung on and lined into left field. That's a base hit. Ferris will field it. They will hold the runner at third base as the throw comes to the plate. That will enable Corey Miller to go to second. So the tying run now stands at second base. Runners at second and third, and nobody out for Tyler Bartley.
Tyler Bartley for the postseason, 14 of 29 for a .483 batting average, and has a home run and 7 RBIs. On base percentage of .636, 21 of 33 tries. So more times than not, Tyler Bartley finding his way onto the base path as well.
Time has been called by manager Steve Frazier of Mountaineer. He's talking things over with Matt Frazier and catcher Caleb Burdett. Tyler Bartley with a big opportunity here. He's hitting .600 for the tournament, at least entering the ball game. He's 0 for 2 today, so he's seen his average drop to .500, but he does have a couple of runs batted in. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Mountaineer 3, Barboursville 1. The winner moves on to play for the state title tomorrow night. Frazier back to the mound. Bartley back to the box. Frazier with a windup in the first pitch. It is taken high and away, ball 1. The inning started when Ian Rowe grounded to short, and the throwing error by Gavin Patton got him to second base. That's followed by a single by Corey Miller. Frazier shaking off one side. Now the 1-0 pitch, swung on, chopped up the middle. That's going to be fielded by the second baseman, Josiah Mounts. Long throw to first, not in time. Infield hit for Tyler Bartley.
You betcha. Tyler Bartley
had the reins to his right. He grabbed it backhanded and threw to first, but a run scores, and it's a 3-2 ball game. RBI for Bartley.
Tyler Bartley got down the baseline in a hurry. That'll put runners at first and third for Barboursville. No outs. Score now stands at 3-2 as Brian Turman steps up to the plate.
The guy that you want at the plate if you're Barboursville, Brian Turman, who has 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in here in the tournament. 0 for 2 today, and the first pitch to him is chopped foul along the third base side, and he falls behind in the count, 0-1. Well, Barboursville, who through the first 4 innings sent the minimum number of batters to the plate, gets 1 in the 5th, and so far 1 in the 6th. It's a 3-2 ball game as Barboursville trails it by 1. Nobody out. Runners at first and third, and an 0-1 count to the top hitter on the team, Brian Turman, the pitcher. Started at short, moved to second, now on the mound, and we have time called at the plate as Turman steps out of the batter's box. Now back in once again. Frazier with a windup. The 0-1 pitch swung on, chopped to third, and it's gloved by Lester. Long throw across in time for the out, and a good job by Lester to hold the runner at third base. Bartley moves on to second, so the winning, or the go-ahead run, I should say, is standing at second base. The tying run at third, 1 out, as Turman grounds out 5-3. That will bring Jake Gaskins to the plate. Gaskins is 0 for 1. He grounded out to first in the second inning. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th. And Gaskins hitting just 200 in the tournament, 2 for 10. Frazier gets the sign into the windup, and the pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. We've got some speed at third base in Corey Miller, so Burdett's going to have to do everything he can to block a pitch and keep it from going to the backstop. Frazier with a windup, the 0-1 pitch. It's swung on and missed. It gets to the backstop. Here comes Miller to the plate to throw. Not in time, and we're tied at 3. Pass ball on Caleb Burdett, and we are tied at 3. A brand new ball game here in the 6th inning. Moving to third is Tyler Bartley. Well, Frazier now a little bit frustrated and disgusted behind the mound. And still just 1 out for Barboursville, and a runner at third base for Jake Gaskins. He has an 0-2 count right now. Frazier, as Gaskins calls time. Frazier looked like he was already in the windup at that point, or at least starting. Gaskins back to the box. Frazier with the 0-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed, and Gaskins goes down swinging for out number 2. That will bring Bryce Hall to the plate. Hall, the shortstop, is 0 for 2 today. Grounded to second in the 2nd and struck out looking in the 5th. Barboursville strikes for 2 runs here in the 6th inning to tie the score at 3.
baseball made its way onto the field, not out of this game. It's kind of muddy. I think it was hit or thrown from outside the playing field.
All right, here we go with a runner at third base and 2 outs. Bryce Paul at the plate. Matt Frazier on the hill. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Paul. And he falls behind quickly 0-1. Paul hitting .444 entering the game with 5 runs batted in. A huge run batted in would be a base hit here. An 0-1 count is taken high and away. And the count evens at 1-1. Tyler Bartley standing at third base. He has an RBI single here in the 6th inning. Again, Barboursville striking for 2 in the 6th to tie the game. Frazier into the windup in the 1-1, and that's swung on and missed. 1-2. Bartley breaking down the line at third, drawing some attention from Caleb Burdett. Burdett will walk out and hand the ball to Matt Frazier. Here comes the runner to the plate. The throw is going to be in time for the out. A delayed steal attempt by Tyler Bartley. Frazier guns him down at the plate, and that will get Mountaineer out of the inning. Barboursville being aggressive on the base paths, and here comes Randy Coyle to talk things over with the home plate umpire. But Barboursville picks up 2 runs on a couple of base hits and error. No runners left on base. Moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Barboursville 3, Mountaineer 3. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament.
Starters are going back in.
Yeah. Bottom of the 6th inning. 3-3 tie, Barboursville and Mountaineer. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for Mountaineer facing Brian Turman. Barboursville with 2 runs in the top of the 6th, being a little too aggressive on the base pass, trying for run number 3 in the 6th. As Bartley was cut down at the plate trying to steal home on a delayed steal. Brogan Parsons leading off. He is 1 for 1 today with a single and a run batted in the 1st inning and walked in the 3rd. A right-handed hitter hitting against Brian Turman. The first pitch is swung on and missed. Parsons with a big healthy cut there. He was trying to end the ball game with that swing. 0-1.
Yeah, better believe it.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Turman into the windup and the 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled to the backstop, and the count 0-2. Parsons is a player with 3 runs batted in. He does have a home run in the tournament. Home run, 3 runs batted in. No balls and 2 strikes. Turman with the windup and the pitch. Swung on, fly ball deep left, but foul.
Oh,
boy, he crushed that one.
man.
It's foul.
Hit that ball a ton. Parsons straightens that one out. This ball game's over. Wow.
About 20, 25 feet to the right, and this game is over.
Yeah, that one still hasn't landed.
Turman taking a big sigh right there. 0-2 the count, and the pitch swung on, fly ball, deep left field, back to the wall, gone, home run! Brogan Parsons with a home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. A walk-off job, and Mountaineer moves on to play for the state championship with a 4-3 win over Barboursville. Brogan Parsons is the hero of the ball game as he hits a walk-off home run to win it, and Mountaineer will play Hedgesville tomorrow night for the state title. And the hopes and dreams of the Barboursville All-Stars shattered once again here in the state tournament.
a ball game.
A great ball game.
What a ball game. You know, there's nothing else you can say about this. I mean, Barboursville and Mountaineer both played a whale of a ball game. Barboursville to come back that late into the ball game, and then Brogan Parsons just crushed 2 right in a row, sent the second one into fair territory, and ends the ball game for Mountaineer. Definitely a tough blow for these Barboursville kids who played their heart out all week long, but certainly a great win for the Mountaineer team and the Mountaineer coaching staff.
Boy, I think this has been the game of the tournament thus far. And the championship game tomorrow night will feature Hedgesville and Mountaineer. Brogan Parsons with a walk-off home run to defeat the Barboursville All-Stars and send Mountaineer into the state title game against Hedgesville tomorrow. What a ball game. We'll take a timeout, a 2-minute break, and we'll be back to wrap things up here from the Mitch. This is the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Wow.
I'm telling you, man, what a ball game. Good grief.
Huh? No. It was an 0-2 pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they just spotted that one orbiting Earth.
Back at legendary Mitch Stadium, home of the 2003 West Virginia Little League State Tournament. Jason Filiot, Chris Tatum. Mountaineer moving on to play for the state championship tomorrow night. They'll play Hedgesville. A walk-off home run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brogan Parsons crushes one over the left field fence on an 0-2 count, and that propels Mountaineer into the state championship with a 4-3 win over Barboursville. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Mountaineer. 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Barboursville. Matt Frazier will pick up the win. He goes the distance. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, a walk, strikes out 5, gives up 3 runs, 1 of those earned. And Chris, just one tremendous ball game here tonight between these two teams. Excellent baseball teams, and what a finish.
Just an unbelievable ending to a great ball game. As you said earlier, this is bound to be the game of the week. You know, both of these teams played their heart out this evening. You know, what more can you say for the Mountaineer kids? I mean, for Matt Frazier, just an excellent pitching performance, and then the Barboursville guys all around. You can always expect great things from any of those kids anytime they step out onto the field. Just one of those freak deals that it ends in a home run. And you know, Brogan Parsons certainly got to be happy with the home run there to end the ball game.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. I think the whole team's pretty happy right about now.
I would say so. They're flying on cloud 9. Nonetheless, they're going to be back here tomorrow night against Hedgesville, and that will end Barboursville's season, unfortunately.
And we will have the end of the state tournament tomorrow as Mountaineer takes on Hedgesville for the state title. As I'm sure that Coach John Reed was here. We just saw him just a moment ago as he was here scouting and watching this ball game. I'm sure he's treated to a great ball game just like everyone else here at legendary Mitch Stadium. What a game. The game of the tournament, I think, thus far. 4-3, Mountaineer gets the win over Barboursville to move on to the state title game. And it should be a good one tomorrow with Hedgesville and Mountaineer squaring off for the state title. And we will have it right here for you on Joy Radio, AM 1420 WTCR. Chris, final thoughts on this ball game here tonight?
You know, I tell you what, Mountaineer, you know, just played a whale of a ball game. They're going to be tough to beat tomorrow. But again, you've got Hedgesville, who comes off of a loss to Barboursville and comes back and wins there.